boys and girls. Welcome to another edition of This New Cabin. Now, I haven't been up here too long today. It's Thursday, the 19th, I think. 19th or 20th. One of them two. Anyways, been up here about a little bit more than an hour. And I decided it's going to rain a little bit, so I'm going to keep dry. So, hi-ya! We put the tarp up. So this be the inside of the cabin. It's up temporary, just to keep the rain off most of the stuff in here. So, but yeah, it's a good. I can't reach. I'm just about 2 inches short from that, 2 or 3 inches short from that beam, and that's as high as the roof's going to be. So it's not going to be very high, but if I drop like a cross member somewhere right in here, right? I'll drop another truss in here, but I'll drop a beam in here and go like that. I'll have a little cubby space to put stuff if I need to. But this is high enough to where I can tie I can put a little hook and hook on my lantern here in the middle. Yeah. So we're good. But anyways, this is what we're looking like. Door frame. Like I said, this is just up temporary, but this is kind of what it's going to look like with the trusses and everything underneath it before I put the boards on. Because that's what this is going on. So when I need to work on it, all I do is I take a couple screws out and just fold it back. Right? You just fold it back. I'll do my work up here, finish this one up, pull it back, put those in. Now I have a lot of excess off the back end, which is good. It's good. Because back there was a pretty good size hole in it, but that's okay. I'm not worried about holes because the roof's going to cover it anyways. But yeah, it went almost to the bottom. And I've got a couple of screws in there to hold it. I got like one here, and then I got one down there, just to hold it in place through the wind and whatnot. It'll breathe with the wind. It'll do this, but with my temporary stuff, shouldn't move. And then when I get the trusses and stuff in there, and I screw it actually onto the trusses in the very ends, then I can start putting my boards on, and I'll put them on the uphill side first because that's the direction of the wind. From that way, well, north, which is up the hill, and west, which is that way. So, yeah. I wasn't up here yesterday. My butt had to, well, we had a car breakdown, which we really couldn't afford. And my truck decided to give me a lot of fits. I'm going to have to put some parts on the truck. So, and I ain't figured it out yet. So what we did is we went down and put about $1,500 and bought a car, which is going to cost me about 20 grand over the next 5 years. It's a little 2016 Chevy Cruze. Nice little car. Just to get us around, because we need a car. Anyways, as you can see, I used that one log that was sitting there. Use that for the spreader up here. Yeah, see, that's it. And all I did is, this morning I got up here, drilled a hole through that, and then drilled a little bit of a hole through that. So I only had to pound the spike in about that far. It's just got one spike holding everything. But it's not gonna break on that because there's not gonna be enough weight to break it. It's not gonna break through the oak. It won't break through that because the spike goes in at about yay far, so it won't break. And I got a lot of dirt and crap all over me. When I undid this tarp, all the dirt and crap came down on me, of course. So anyways, this will keep my butt dry, and I can actually stay up here longer. So today, since I got this done, I will peel back an edge of this. And I'll peel back like this edge or this edge. I'll probably do this edge next. Which one I gotta do? I gotta do this edge next. And I'll just unscrew that, fold it back, and I'll put logs up here. For the next one, spike it down. And then the next one will go over here, and I'll spike that one down once, and I'll see if I can spike it through. And the next one over there, I'll spike it down once and spike it through, because I have to cut this and to spike on the other side where I'm going to cut. If it's not that thick, I'll just use a couple decking screws and just secure it, because it's not going to go anywhere. It's top of the wall. So, yeah. And I didn't bring up my tube of fir, but I'm using this log right here just kind of as a guide, just for this side, because this is going to be about the size logs, maybe a little thicker. They're going to go on my trusses on the inside. I'm going to use this kind of as a template. I want to use a 2x4. That way I cut them a little bit big, and I'll go a little bit bigger on this. And these might sit up just a little bit, so it'll kind of angle this way, and that one will angle this way, and then we'll have a straight board in the middle. Yay! So that looks good. Looking gooder. It's coming along. I'm just fighting through all this rain. But still, I got a couple weeks left on the in August. So I should have the roof on. I got to go identify a couple of trees, because I need actual lumber for the ceiling, and I'm going to have to cut lumber for the deck. I'll cut the lumber for the deck later. I got to cut a big tree and get as many boards out of each shot as I can. And when I cut them, I got to match them up. So if I do in the middle, first one on this side and the first one on this side match up, because they're about the same. Next one will match up. Next one will match up. The reason being is I want to put the matched boards, right? I'll put one of the matched boards here, one of the matched boards there, and when I cut some of the other logs, I'll see what pieces fit up in here, right? Because this one here, I don't think I'm going to have a cut edge. It'll all both be live edges, because it's going to sit up, and the next boards are going to lay the next one on top of it. It won't be so much a going up at an uphill angle. It'll be more straight for the middle ones. So we'll get it. We'll see how it goes. If it needs to get cut, I'll cut them, and we'll just go with them from there, because I got to have a bunch of matched boards. One here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. And then as I get smaller, I'll tend to put those more to the top. So if I've got like 8 boards out of one log, I'll use 3 sets. And the last 2 that are going to be shorter, I use them up on top, because they're going to have the biggest angle. They'll almost sit flat, but then they'll start curving down. So, or I may just use them end boards as fascia or whatever. It doesn't make a difference. Depends on how wide they are. But yeah, these are all gonna be about 1-inch boards. Let me get this out of my way. I was using my forest rake to help push up the tarp this morning. I still got to pick up all these cans. But anyway, it is still real muddy in here. Oh, let's see what this was. Big old deer prints in here. I mean, that's big. That must be that big buck. See him? Those are big deer prints. Big deer prints. I keep hearing maybe a bear up there this morning, because it's quiet. And I left my four-wheeler up the hill. But yeah, this is what we got going, kids. And the next order of business is to go get a bunch of these logs and pull them up here. Now, I don't know if it's going to rain. It's supposed to rain between 10 and 11. And it's right now around 9-ish something. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 logs here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think I can have 14 off that one. Got a ton of logs. And a bunch of these over here, they're big. So like that big one is going to go on the back over there. And there's another big one. I don't know if it's this one or that one, but they're pretty good size. Or maybe it's that one and that one. Probably that one and that one. Going to go on each side. That one is going to go on next on one side, and I'll match it up with either that or that to build up the back. I got to have big logs in the bottom and then graduate up to smaller logs. That's why I got big and small. So anyways, yeah. So I got to go down there and pull up that log and this log. And then I'll move this crap out of the way and just pull these logs down through here. Start pulling them up. That way I can get them ready to go in there. And once we get that all done, trusses, we'll put the tarp on top of the trusses. That's why I'm just I'll fold it back, put the truss up there, get it all secure, pull this over, then I'll put the next truss up in there. After I pull all that back, pull it over, then we'll pull it nice and tight. And just for the meantime, while I'm just playing around with it, going down after I cut these, right, the ends and stuff, and pull it down, I'll pull it nice. I'll start from the middle, pull it over this way nice and tight, and I'll staple it down. I'll go over the other side, pull it over, staple it down to where it's nice and tight, right? Then we'll go to the next over here, and I'll staple it down. Then we'll come over here, staple this one down, and staple this one down. Pull it nice and tight. Then I can kind of trim some of it off the big lengths and stuff, and we'll start putting boards on there. Waka, waka, waka. And that'll also help keep that down because I'm using screws. And it'll lay basically flat. And in between, on the edges of the boards, like up in here, when they start laying over, I'll be putting chinking in there to seal that up in there. And then when they're down here, before I put them on, I put these little logs to see where the steps are at. Before I put the boards down, I'll put chinking on top. That way when we lay it down, it's already chinked. And I can, here shortly, after I get the roof put on, then it's chinking time. I got to chink. I may chink after I make the front door. We'll make the front door, then we'll chink. Then I'll cut the windows. And after the windows are cut and in, after that's all said and done, I'm going to go ahead and work on the fireplace. After the fireplace is finished, after it's completely done, then I'll make my little 45 out here and bring the deck out here. The deck may not be built this year, but I'm going to try. If it doesn't, I got the front porch. It looks good as it is. And I can add this stuff on later. What I'll do is I'll just take the shovel and dig me out a nice flat spot right in here, and I'll put the rocks around here and make my fire pit out here. And then I can actually kind of level this off, have a chair here, have a chair there. So if anybody wants to come up, she'd come up. My girlfriend would come up, my fiance should come up, and we can sit here and have a little fire, spend the night in the cabin, watch the wildlife, watch the deer, watch the bear, and I'm up here for hunting. So before hunting season, I've got to have all this crap that I've been doing up here, I got to have it pulled down, cut up. I can bust it up for firewood during the winter, but I don't want to. I've got plenty of wood here for the winter, I'm pretty sure. If not, when I get the fireplace and stuff done, after that, we'll see how much more time I got. I may end up busting wood, put it on the wet side over there, and I've got more metal coming, and cover all that up so it'll start drying out over the winter and stuff. And I've got 3 whole rows of this that's pretty much dry. The top ones aren't, but they're dry. All they got to do is, you know, the ones that were wet up underneath the tin, they just got to dry out a little bit. No big deal. But everything in the middle of that pile, that's all dry. Everything's dry from over the first part of the summer. It's dry. So, yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to get back to work because the rain is a-coming and I need to pull logs up here. I may pull those 2 big logs up there. Well, let's finish this off first. But I'm not going to pull this tarp off the front till it finishes raining. I may just call it a day. I wanted to just come up here and get this tarp in. And I needed to get the tarp up. So when it rains or whatever, it's not so wet inside. Keeps everything drier. And we've got the first part of it knocked out for the roof. So, I mean, once we get those and the trusses done, and we'll put the first 2 logs on there to get it up to where the height is. When I bring the boards in, I'll lay it down and see how big of a log I need to put in there. Put that log in there, screw it down, put some chinking on it, and suck it down, and we'll screw down right along where that tarp's going to be on top of that log. Right, so we'll do the chinking. Yeah, we'll do the chinking underneath, lay the tarp on top. Put the board down, and then while it's down there, I'll reach under and pull the tarp a little tight, sink a screw all the way across so it'll suck that tarp in there and it won't be loose on the inside. Yeah. It'll be gooder. Gooder. So anyway, this looks like it's going to start spitting rain at any time. So I might just stay up here. If I'm not doing anything, I can sit in here and listen to the pitter-patter of the rain, but it's supposed to rain pretty good. May have to be up here during a thunderstorm. See how well that goes. Yeah. So anyways, let me get back at it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to drag logs. Let's see how big of logs I need for the front. Try and get this front done. Bring them up here. Measure them out, cut them. I don't care if they're long because I'm going to cut the ends off anyway. So, okie dokie, smoky jokey. This be me. You be you. Be good to each other. I'm telling you, you got to be nice to each other. And in the meantime, as they always say in the Netherlands, ha ha ha, see ya.